Hello folks, Abfielder here. Welcome to episode 7 on the StrangeCraft server. Today I am over at my iron farm. Now I built this thing in the first week of my time on the StrangeCraft server, and yeah, it has a single double chest on it that collects all the iron and the poppies, and it gets filled up in a couple of days probably if I'm just hanging around the base or whatever. And every so often I have to come along and clear it all out, otherwise it just gets backed up and I lose tons and tons of iron. I always intended to make this a little bit better, but I've just never got around to it. And one of the things I wanted to do in this sort of series was just every week just kind of try and make my farms just a bit better. One of the things I'm very bad for is I build a farm and then I just abandon it. I collect the resources obviously, but I don't do anything about the farm. So yeah, this is the task for today. We're going to do this, then we're going to go and work on the base, and I've got an idea for a couple of kind of mini farms that I need or want. But this is the first thing that we're going to do. So I'm just reorientating my hoppers. So I'm going to feed it into that dropper there. There's going to be a drop clock on the back, as you can see, and that will spit out the iron and poppies. They'll go into a water stream. I'm going to extend this room now. So we're going to have the storage on the left. We'll have some sorters, because I'm not that bothered about poppies. I've got no need to keep the poppies from this thing. So we will put the iron ingots, there we go, working beautifully. We will put the iron ingots into storage, and we will dispose of the poppies. Then we're going to have some more chests on the right hand side behind me now where I'm standing. And there we will just, when we craft stuff up into iron blocks, when we need to empty out the storage a bit, we will have the iron blocks there. That kind of be a manual step, can't automate that in vanilla Minecraft. So I think the chests are going to go here. So we're just going to put a typical, I want to say, impulse SV sort of system thing on the back of this. Just the comparators and 4 items in the hoppers, you know what I mean. Everyone's seen that by now. So we'll do that. Then I've already done a proper entrance into this iron farm. So it's just like a drop, chute, and a bubble column back up instead of some messy, horrible steps that were there before. And then I just need to make it mob proof just in case I ever need to AFK this place. The reason I put the door on is there is a small chance a mob could drop down the hole and kill me. So I figured I'd put a door there and stop that from happening. So yeah, I'm just going to clear out the space, get the storage system sorted. Okay, storage system is in. We're going to head back down now and have a quick look and see what I mean. Mob could drop down there. So door. And yeah, we're going to put some carpet down. We're going for the red and grey pattern, which I've got in my nether tunnel. You can see I put the end chest there, put crafting table in the wall. Still need to get rid of that chest on the left, but we'll do that later. And yeah, just mark this out with grey carpet. We've got the chests on the left and the right for storage now, so absolutely plenty of storage. This farm is my design. I've tested this for about an hour, and it chucks out about 400 iron ingots per hour, I think. It's around that, average that. It might change on the version. Don't need those lights there anymore. So that's plenty of storage because I don't particularly AFK this. I just let it build up while I'm working on stuff on the base and stuff like that, and that's absolutely plenty. I mean, you can see I've got nearly a full double chest of iron blocks. So that's looking pretty cool. That is project number 1 for today, done and dusted. So then, what's the second project? Well, last week I did a little bit of work on the Community Guardian farm. It's time to do a little bit more on there. So the fellow strangers have done loads of work since I last recorded an episode on here. They've got all the water tanks in, all the killing mechanisms are going to be going in shortly. The one thing I wanted to do here was stick a roof on these tanks, so Guardians will spawn in open water, but I think the chance of them spawning is something like 10 times less. So, I mean, in a farm of this size, you still get pretty good rates even with no roof on. But we're going to put a roof on these 4 tanks, and I'm doing the roof. My idea for this was to do a Guardian's face, but to do it out of wood. So not bright colours or anything like that, but nice kind of subtle shades of wood. And I think I've got enough space to work here. So I've been working on this in creative. I always struggle building, I always say this, so I've been working on this in creative. I've used the various different types of wood to come up with what I think is a good face. And I'm basically using every kind of wood except the whatever the blue one's called. Warped wood? Blue? I don't know what it's called. I think dark oak, jungle, oak, acacia, crimson planks. I am using dark. I can't remember what I mentioned now. I'm using them all except one. So, fortunately, I think they're about 18 by 18, these tanks, so they're not too bad in terms of size, so I think I've got enough wood, or pretty close to it. I'm a little bit low on beech. So this is the Guardian's eyebrow that I'm building in with the dark oak. The crimson planks will be for the eye, then the acacia for like represent their spikes, their horns. I'm not sure what you would call those really. I think it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm going to build out these, and then we'll do the traditional fly up, and I'll show you what they look like. Right, I'll put the first one in. I've slept, so it's daylight. It's looking pretty cool from down here. Let's do the fly up. This will be the direction you come in from the shopping district if you fly here. Yeah, that's looking pretty awesome. Looks like a Guardian's face to me. I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to have two facing in the same direction towards the shopping district, and then the two behind it will be facing the opposite direction. And then, yeah, we'll have all four done. That's going to look pretty cool. And then it's probably going to be time to work on the base. I've just missed a little bit of jungle wood here and spruce just to break it up a bit. I think that was it. Let's just double check that. Yeah. Yeah, it's looking pretty cool. Not too plain. That's pretty cool. And it's not too, like I said, I didn't want to go over the top with the colours or anything like that. I wanted it kind of subtle, with like just shadings rather than all out colour. So yeah, awesome. Right, I've been avoiding this long enough. I am in a gravel hills biome. I've stuck a pole up. I am just mining out as much gravel as I can. My shovel's close to breaking already. So I think to do the next stage of what I want, I'm going to need 6 shulkers of gravel and 6 more shulkers of sand. And I can't think of a better time for a short time lapse of me mining out this material. Welcome back, and we have crafted up the concrete. Needed a little bit of white and black dye. Yep. And we're over at the base, and so this is the area that we've got to fill in. I've actually only got 6 shulkers total of concrete at the moment. I'm not entirely sure how much that's going to do. Guess we'll find out. I'm just trying to sort of fly up, give you a better idea of what we're going to be doing. There we go. So yeah, loads and loads and loads of concrete to do, and then we've got to do the walls, and then we have to replicate that entire floor pattern once again up above. Okay, and here's my plan. So what I tend to do when I'm filling in large areas like this where I need to sneak place stuff is I leave a gap of 3, and then I go and sneak place an entire row in, and then I'll do that all the way down. So I end up with like swim lanes down this thing with 3 wide chunks that just need filling in. The reason I do it like that is that I have to sneak place 1 row, but then 3 rows of concrete I can just sort of go up and down to the side without sneaking, so nice and quick, and fill in 3 rows of concrete a lot quicker than that one. I think that works quicker than sneak placing the whole lot. I think. I don't know if it actually works out like that. I've never timed myself filling out a large area to see what the quickest way is. It's the way that I like to do it, and it's the way I'm going to do it. And I've got so many large areas. The thing that I found out with concrete in the ocean, as you can see, I'm placing down concrete powder. It instantly converts to concrete in place. It doesn't drop down any, which I was a little bit worried about. So that's nice. That's going to save me some time. So I'm not going to time-lapse this again because there are a huge number of blocks that I've got to place, and I've already subjected you to one time-lapse, and I'm going to just skip ahead to when this is nearly done. Right, the floor is in, and I've skipped over a hell of a lot of footage of me going out and mining a ton more gravel and sand. I had to AFK the Wither Rose farm because I ran out of black dye. 6 shulkers did about half of the floor. That is it. So I went away and I mined 6 shulkers of gravel and 6 shulkers of sand, giving me a total of 12 shulkers of concrete powder. I've done the floor. I've mob proofed it because this is the middle of an ocean and this at night is a mob spawner. And now I'm putting in the walls. Now these are going to be 10 high. The ceiling will be 10 blocks above where the floor is, and we're going to exactly replicate this. So I need the concrete powder for the floor, or the walls, that I'm doing now, and then I need approximately another 12 shulkers of concrete powder to do the next level. And this is nice and simple. The floor was nice and simple because I could take the concrete powder, I could put it into position, I could then use water to turn it into concrete in place. I can't do that with the ceiling of this place because there will be nothing to support the ceiling. So it gets a little bit slower after this because I'm gonna have to convert it into concrete and then place it. Now, because of the amount of concrete that I'm going to be using, I don't want to be doing this by hand, so I'm going to be using Mumbo Jumbo's Concrete Maker. There's a tutorial for it, not from Mumbo the tutorial, but on YouTube, so I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to be building that up just like the TNT dupe style thing. It all just goes down into hoppers, collected up, and I think that's going to be the best way to do it. And I, as always, have massively underestimated how long this will take. It's insane. Right, we're nearly there. This is the last block, or the last row of the floors. I did the swim lane method again. It took hours. I went away and did my garden for a while. I needed a break from Minecraft just because this has been very repetitive. But there we go. It's done. It's done. That's it. That's the flooring. All I got to do is light it up, and then that's the central island of this basin. Okay, I've lit it up. I'm over at the shopping district. I kind of want to do the big reveal. And there's no danger of missing this thing. That monolith in the background is my base. I've made this too big. This is just the central island of it. There's going to be piers and... So if you don't already know... Someone actually managed to finally guess, DK managed to guess that it is going to be Stargate Atlantis, or it's going to be a homage to Stargate Atlantis. It's not going to be a replica. I've loosely based the shape of the central island on it, and the piers and stuff again will loosely be based on it. I'll do the city. It's 10 high. This thing's just... It's been pointed out to me at the moment it looks like a coffin. And it really does. I can't deny that. It's so plain and dull. Apart from the fact that I've lit it up like a Christmas tree because this thing is lethal. It looks like a coffin. It's not going to look like that forever. The next thing I'll go do is plan out those piers, and I would really like to start working on the central tower because that's where the portal's going to go, the gate room. You can see those shadows there. Those are the 12 more shulkers. So I've put in... Well, I've crafted 50,000 grey concrete blocks. I haven't quite used that. There's 3 shulkers left over, but this thing is insane. You can hit... This is a duration-free rocket. You can hit a duration-free rocket and it runs out before you get from one end of the base to the other. And you can fly from one end to the base to the other, but... it's insane. So, yeah, I've got big plans. I know people always say that in Let's Play, but I have got plans. As you can see, I tend to... I got no problem doing those plans, building them through. So once I've got the central tower in place, what I'm kind of thinking for this series and what I'll be doing from now on is trying to do stuff in kind of a Stargate type theme. And what I mean by that is trying to do things that I remember from Stargate episodes, like planets that they've been to, things that I can kind of... I'm thinking of like landscaping around by my slime farm to make that fit in with an episode from Stargate SG-1 actually. I'm thinking I can do a cool planetary type landscape there. Just things like that I think might work out quite cool. I have no idea what I'm going to put in this base. I don't want to cause lag, but yeah, there's going to have to be some farms in here, some city buildings. I'll use this to, you know, get better at my building, and this just is going to keep me busy for the entire series, let's put it that way. So we'll see where we get with this, but I'm so glad I've got this central island in. I thought it'd take a day or two. It took me a week. It was insane. I needed to end this episode with some lighter projects because, like I say, for the best part of a week I've been building that base or gathering resources to do that base. And I think when you've got a project that size, it can be a little bit difficult. You need a break from it. So I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I do not have any bamboo or any facility to make scaffolding, even though I use scaffolding a lot. So I'm just going to be building myself this little bamboo farm. So it's only 10 wide. I'm just going to build it up fairly high and put an observer on each end. It's not a design on YouTube. I'm trying to get used to building my own farm designs. So I haven't planned this out in creative or anything. I'm just doing it on the fly. So I'm thinking an observer at either end. So we've got 2 observers monitoring the bamboo. We'll put those fairly up in a second, and then we'll just run a redstone signal around the back to those pistons. When the bamboo on the ends gets to the observer, it'll trigger the pistons, trigger the redstone, trigger the pistons. They'll actually trigger twice, but that's not a problem. I've got a minecart that's going to be running underneath, and then we'll just drop that into a chest. I'm not trying to feed a super furnace array or anything with this, so I think 10 bamboo will probably be enough. Should just get lit up while I'm in the area. Hopefully that will give me enough scaffolding. I can always build a bigger design later. Yeah, it's just nice to work on something a bit easier, a bit lighter. Something that can be completed in 20 minutes instead of the next year of my life. I just gotta fly up here. Right, let's get these observers. Do we want those higher? I think they're good. So I just need to place them. Nope, not like that. And I'll go haze 2 on so that happens. There we go. Right, I'll put block out, temporary block, and then yep, there we go. So it's now monitoring when that bamboo grows, and we'll put one on the other side just so that we're not waiting on a single piece of bamboo. Otherwise that could get very tiresome very quickly. Folks, we're 20 minutes into the episode. I've done so much. That's a week's worth of footage that I've just had to cut down. I recorded the week's worth of footage and then I was like, this is the most boring footage in the world. It is me mining gravel, mining sand, converting it to concrete powder, and then in some instances converting it to concrete, and then placing it. It just doesn't make for interesting footage. And so although I God knows how many hours of footage. Yeah, I really cut that down because as much fun as it is to work on the base, it's not that fun to watch. So that's what I did there. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, please, 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 please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see more subscribers. Anyway, folks, I'm Matt Fielder. That's all I got time for. Goodbye.